Your efforts have been noted.
Have you ever thought to yourself, this universe is kind of boring, I'd like to try out a different one? Well, we've come up with a list of the 10 video game universes we'd all like to live in, but probably couldn't. For this list, we're not including any video games directly based on books or films. Now, get ready for 10 video game worlds we want to live in. Imagine waking up in one of the many random vaults scattered across the United States. You step outside and see the country has become a desolate and irradiated wasteland. Or you're just in Detroit. Living in this world wouldn't be easy, but it sure would be one hell of an adventure. Choosing between settling among one of the many communities like Megaton, if you didn't nuke it, you sadist, or deciding to create your own little haven for survivors where you can rule as a benevolent overlord. Or you could choose to join the Brotherhood of Steel and fight the good fight against those damn synths. And all this while listening to soothing music from the 50s. Sounds like an ideal way to spend a year or so before inevitably succumbing to radiation poisoning. Or a death claw.
They scold us, the traitor kill.
Coming in next is the Destiny universe. Why Destiny? We don't have time to explain why we don't have time to explain. Yes, we went there. On to living as a guardian of the tower, in Earth's last bastion against the darkness. It could be great if you have a Yellowhorn, but otherwise it might turn out to be a bit of a killjoy. Have you tried killing Crota without a Yellowhorn? Have you ever been invited to kill him without that gilded reference to Norse mythology? Didn't think so. Aside from that, it would be pretty epic to wield the powers and responsibility that come with being a guardian. The freedom to explore our solar system as a super being that literally can't die isn't something anyone should pass up. Not to mention all the impromptu dance parties. Admittedly, being a pirate probably isn't all it's cracked up to be. What with the lack of modern medicine, rampant scurvy, and the British Empire's affinity for hangings. On the other hand, however, there's a seemingly endless supply of rum and captaining your own ship on the Caribbean. With the wind in your sails and the horizon in your sights, seems like it would be a pretty relaxing way to take your mind off the dysentery. And who could forget about the epic ship-to-ship battles that might come your way? Once again, the reality is likely to end up in a bunch of people floating around shark-infested waters on whatever decimated pieces of flotsam they can find. You always have your sea shanties though.
$10,000 feet. 15,000 feet. Hallelujah.
Have you ever dreamed of living in a city in the sky? Sharing a space among the clouds where the sun shines all the time? Well, look no further than Columbia, in Bioshock's vast universe. The only downside really is that you kind of have to be an elitist white person to enjoy it.
Tell me about it. An Oriental stopped me on the street and asked me for the time. Just like that. There should be a law. I think there is.
Not exactly the best place to live. However, if we remove Zachary Comstock, the leader behind said racisms, we're sure that it would be a truly unique and magical setting in which to live in. Imagine being able to rail across the stunning Romanesque architecture of Colombia, sailing effortlessly across the skies, all without needing to buy into his ideas. That's a win in our book and for society. How many of us grew up looking at the moon and the stars and wondered what life might be like as an astronaut? We definitely did. In the Kerbal universe, you might get to be an astronaut, and you might lift off in a massive rocket ship, and you might make it to space, and you might even come back home. All this depends on the mad scientists at the Kerbal Space Center. They may have crashed several rockets before putting you into one. You may be wondering where your buddy Jebediah has gone and the folks at KSC are being evasive. Well, don't worry, all is well and you are the lucky little Kerbal chosen to set foot on the Mun. You'll be treated to the once-in-a-lifetime view of Kerbal, which might be a view you will have to get used to because the scientists miscalculated your fuel requirements. Time to science the shit out of it? Before we start on this one, let's just point out that we're going with the original 151 Pokémon. Because honestly, where would you fit 801 Pokeballs in your backpack? Sure, you can send it to Bill's PC, but whatever. It's just not really feasible. And we know the irony of talking about saving space when the Pokémon universe literally has the technology to make big things smaller to fit them in compact spaces. As for living in the Pokémon universe though, who wouldn't want to challenge random people on the street and make their pets fight? Wow, that sounds really grim when said out loud. Okay, how about challenging gym owners for badges to become the ultimate champion by letting your Pokémon fight for... That still sounds like serious animal cruelty. Has anyone ever checked this out? How would this be legal in any universe?
That was quick! Down already! Only an idiot joins the cops. See? You don't even understand simple sentences.
Okay, this one is kind of like real life, except there aren't any consequences. Unless you stand near someone for a moment too long and they call the cops, who proceed to shoot you on sight, like you're some kind of rampant murderer who just launched an RPG into a crowd of cars. Oh, you did do that. Well then, fair enough. There are two ways to look at life in the GTA universe. One is to kill, steal, lie, and cheat your way to the top. And the other is to work hard, earn an honest living, and buy that car you always wanted, only to have it stolen by the guy who took the other path, who then proceeds to run you over and shoot your corpse. We know it sounds like we're glorifying a life of crime, but that's simply the way the GTA world works.
Well, that's not very friendly, is it?
Protect us. In each of us, the future of Skyrim, the future of...
It's not often a new universe means having a choice of being a whole new species, which is exactly what you get within the realm of the Elder Scrolls series. Want to be a lizard person? Or how about an elf? Or a dark elf? Or a cat person? Or if you value your genetic code, you can be a Nordic human. The Elder Scrolls universe is truly one of complete freedom. You can join any faction you like and improve your skills with them. Stubbornly scale any mountain you like because who has the time to go around it? You can even shout at dragons. It goes without saying that before you've actually gotten around to improving your skills, that you'll have to survive all the horrifying trials and tribulations that come with the life in Tamriel.
We advise the Jarl on political matters. My input is invaluable, of course. But this is all...
And who doesn't want to shout Fustro Da?
What's that?
What's not to love here? Fantastic and almost cinematic sunsets and vistas of the kingdom, the magical soundtrack playing non-stop, finding gems in the tall grass. Hyrule really is quite the paradise. Right up until you run into Ganon and realize you're not Link and you have no power to stop this. But with all the gems you're finding in the grass, you could just live out your life as a rich landlord and watch Link stumble through his countless side quests. Perhaps you can help him out. Or not, it's really up to you. You're sat in your armchair admiring the sprawling landscape while your loyal servants feed you grapes. And finally, the Mass Effect universe. Now that Andromeda seems to be an option, you can choose to spend your life in either the Helios cluster of the Andromeda galaxy, or you can stick to the good old Milky Way galaxy. Both have their upsides, like massive advancements in technology and science. You can be a pioneer like the modern-day embodiment of Columbus, or you could be a hero of the Milky Way, bravely fighting against the Reapers, all while betting all sorts of aliens. The downsides to both being that you'd likely get killed on a hostile alien planet in Andromeda, or get killed by the ludicrously overpowered Reapers. But hey, why would you let that stop you from experiencing one of the most well thought out and expansive universes in video games? And those are the 10 universes we'd like to live in, but probably couldn't. Did we miss any? Would you prefer to live in a different universe? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more daydreaming material here on Zoomin Games.
You what? Fetch the mead?
Force upon